First I'm going to center the clay. And we try to get as centered as possible, bringing in the sides, creating a little tower. I'm only going to center the top part because I'm going to be throwing off the hump, which is the pile of clay. Squeezing in gently and evenly, keeping it nice and moist. Make a little tower. This aligns the clay particles, evens out the moisture, and helps continue to get rid of air bubbles. Now I'm pulling the clay off center, and the movement of the wheel, there's a word for that, is trying to pull the clay back to center. So you don't really have to try to push it into center. You pull it off center, and then the wheel itself, the centrifugal force, pulls it in. So just keep everything nice and slick. Going to make a little bit of a knob on top. When I cone, this helps prevent the center from sinking. You really want to avoid any narrowness. There's a little bit there, but it shouldn't be too much trouble. Leaning it over, using my hands together at all times. One hand is often just the tool and the other hand is the support. Press the thumb in the center. Make a little well. Drop water in it. Using your other thumb, you see how mine bent, but yours might not, so you'll have to figure out how to have your thumb plunge that center hole. I like to slow the wheel down a little bit. The thumb is now supported by these fingers, pushing it over and widening the space, the floor. And we center the rim. Always keep that rim nice and tight, nice and small. Keep it wet. Fingers outside here, below the inside fingers. And then we pull the wall and lift. I do not do this fast, although some people do. And center the rim again. This is another way to center the rim. Just lean your fingers over, thumbs on the rim, these fingers in. And pull the wall again. Try to keep it as even as you can. Just pulling a basic cylinder. If it's a little thicker somewhere, you just let it go around a couple or 3 times in your hands and gently compress. The more times you wipe up the slops from the outside to the in, the less cleanup you'll have to do at the end of your throwing period. And we have a series of ribs that can be used to support the wall. Here's about how deep this thing is. I'm going to press out with my inside finger and just support with this wooden rib. Now my lip is ready to be shaped. Use the sponge to get out excess water from the inside. I'm going to slow it down a little bit again for the rim or lip. This has got to be a little bit thinner for comfort of the lip, but it will have glaze on it. I like to put a little bit of a inny part. And I like to have a nice little belly in my cups. This is very white porcelain clay, B-Mix Cone 5. It has quite a lot of shrinkage. So no matter how large you think your mug is, it's going to be maybe 15% smaller than that on both dimensions, height and width. You can fool around for a long time or a short time, whatever you're in the mood for doing. You see how the clay can just follow the curve of the rib. I think that's got it. Now I'll just get ready to cut this off, and then I will use the bottom piece of clay to make a bowl. And one more little wipe. And some people, which I never really got the hang of, are very good at using one wire and cutting it off while it's in motion, but I just could never manage that. So I have to do it this way. And you want to get your hands fairly dry. Because if they're slick and wet, then the pot will slide out of your hands. Hands behind, thumbs in front, tilt from your finger side, and put on the bat. And there it is, the little mug. If you want to reshape the rim, just press from the bottom, not the top. And then we begin. Oh.